ki khubor ka bate CTV. Lawan Rashapi da ka Frank Motors. Visit Frank Motors or call 7045207973. Ka Grace Institution Bangalore ka College Puli Nursing ka babhatam na kabanta ki khna ka Meghalaya kala play ya ka admission minta.
ILP kadai kamat kabaklut bat kabalawan ra shibun kejing huri hura kejing tengku hapdeng ke bor sarkar bat kiseng bahalang bat kejing bum syong suk syong sanya ke Jylla la bon bon snem haman baja kejing pen ibor jong ki breu ki banabar ya ki samla trairi kasur ke basawa barabor ha ki surok ki lenti ki sengkien bat kejing to ha ki kenro kalong
No LP! No LP! We won!
Kenang ban yo jing syai shu halor ka ILP ngilarai ban ti bnia haduk kat no kalong ka bakongsan la ka ai ke Jingïada bat ka ai jing mentoi Shisha na em ya ki trai muluk ngilarai ban lek ban ti bnia ban khmi ban jingo ya ke Jylla Mizoram ban ya kren bat ki riu pau khmat bat ki riu shempang jong ka ni ke Jylla haduk kat no kalong ka jing mentoi Shisha jong ka jing pentrikam ke sarkar Mizoram ya ka ILP kumta ngilaya rai ban wanra shapi ya gane ka khana khanang baphin tip company a shapang ka ILP da kabangi hiarhi daladi ningkong shwa syaga Jylla Mizoram namar ya ki bimdai ki try muluk jong ka Jylla Mizoram ki don kamban shim jingbet kata da ka ba apply ya ka inner line permit nilawan ban keli na Mizoram house ka badon ha Cliff colony Shillong kilaya thu yangi bangi don kam ya ka ID arteli gidur passport size bat ka baisio laispa san podengka lani la ban shu apply online janbaro hi ngiatip baga inner line permit ka dei ka bala town nadu ka por upareng lengba ka East Bengal frontier regulation khat praspa new pulai banyada na ka Jingwan Rung Kyrthep ki bumdai ki riulum narithor ban kini ya ka kamai ka ji ha ka jo ka por kalong ka ikhtiar ka bayada ya ka dustur ka riti tenrai jongi ha ka ni ka than chatai lammi ngi kumno bat hadu katno ka ILP ka trekam ha Mizoram mentangin yo ya gi jubab kalenti ya jongi kalong lengba ka west but East Giant Hills district jongga National Highway 6 kaba Omla aklam da kado baka day galanti ka basertok Shisha hado kata-kata nagadaw baka long ka basniyaw siya bapalat bat ka jingtheng kali ka bajurba ha asam andangi la jam siya siliang jongkawa barat ngiyat hakalanti ba National Highway lai punyo naga Silchar bypass nilayait sa naga National Highway laispa Rio hado bandarung siya ka Jylla Mizoram lengba ka shnong vairangte hangning yo i baki way ki bumday shnong try na Mizoram ki hab bandon ya ka ILP barlada ja bakimpat le ya ka online application kila ban le kumta hangni ha check gate
Panyo ya kini ki ILP lani ki temporary pass Rung siya kini Jylla Mizoram kamday ka ba kumta ka simpor tong ba sipo de kasan benere but on nila yo ya kini ki pass nila pan penipat sertai siya silang surab siya fi bullet kani kadai ka way na ki jaka ka papi check lani ka check gate ka ba ki pay ya kini ki inner line permit but kani kadai hapo vairang te ka ba dai ka hapot fat ka Jylla Assam Mizoram Yaman tanya nilai ay gini ki part siya kipulit.
Ka ga jinglong kongsan jong ka inner line permit bat kumno la pentray kam ya ka ha ka Jylla Mizoram. Naga por siya ka por ka sarkar Mizoram ka jupen tamay lani penbha hang ni hang tay ya ki kendon jong ka ain ILP lengba ka gazette. Kani ka long ban khang lad ya ki bumday ki try muluk bakin wan buhay shnong ban rong no ya ka spa na gani ka Jylla. Laong pat ba omdon jing pensutam ru ya ki ba penkhen ya ki kendon namar kam hap hapo ka cognizable offense kat kum ka section 2 jong ka code of criminal procedure Henry la shupha ya ki bakin mi no na Mizoram but lake pai shala shnong.
But other than that, we cannot do much about this. Even the NGOs, the biggest NGOs in Mizoram, YMA is also taking steps to make it more like effective. But then all they can do is send them back. So in that aspect, yeah, I should say, like, if there is anything that can be done from the government side, I would like to take this opportunity to the government of Mizoram also to make it more effective.
Napdeng ki khatway tali ki district jong ka Jylla Mizoram ka Kyrthep district kadai ka way ka bangi hapyai lengba hagalanti sha aizol. But namarba ka varyang te kadai ka shnong ka ba hap hapo ani ka district Milawan bani kendu yau superintendent of police jong ka district u David Lalthang Liana. Nrei shim kwa setia ban kren halor ka ILP. Wat ladang don ki jingduna ha ka rukom pentrekam ya ka ILP hang ni namar don ka jing penjari ban penshitom ya ki bayat lat naka ka ILP ka yarap shibon ya ki try nong shnong jong ka Jylla Mizoram ha ki babon ki liang kaya da ya ka Jingwan Rung Kyrthep jong ki brieu na rithor banwan buhay shnong bat rong no ya ka spa ka pau nang ni.
During the British period, this has been granted to us, and it has been proved very useful for us till today. And without ILP, we might not have been here as we are now of today. So ILP is a basic fundamental factor for us. And coming to that, personally, I feel that ILP should be enforced more practically and more effectively without any it might not be so nice to say some people get ILP so easily in a wrong way or something. ILP should be, if ILP is exercised as it should be, would have been, the state would have been better off than this.
Sibon ka ay jingerap kamtam namar ladakam trekam kane ILP ki dekhar ke bun bhagi wan tre namar kapisa jong ka Mizoram ka chulai ai kai cha asam mo chawero namar la pendron kam ya ka ainar lai permit ki barjara ru kyap siu mau ka khajana kum bang tax kataru ko yo jingmen toy bhai ya ka Mizoram klese haba teng kini ki dekhar kamtam da Bangladesh ki wan rung to chuan tai Mizoram kataru kan khanglat iki mangkin wan trai dadam duna trai ki trai Jylla ki trai na Mizoram ki yo ban trai te ka poisa ru kalumlang kapan ruspa ru ka Jylla.
When the MZP find it is necessary to check the ILP, and then we in cooperating with the police and the authority used to organize the checking party for the ILP throughout Mizoram, in Vairengte and in Bairabi, and in wherever it is necessary, Bairabi, Lengpui Airport also, and also in MZP headquarters and sub-headquarters throughout Mizoram, in villages and in town. So we used to organize a checking party, and then when we find someone from outsiders who came in illegally and stay here illegally without an ILP, then we handed over them to the police who were also with us during that time. So it is like that we are helping the authority in this kind.
Ki rangba bapau khmat ka Jylla Mizoram ki ong baka dei ka jingyo nong ka bakrao na ka ILP. Namar ka yada ya ki pait reolom hangne na ka jingsha yorot haki wei ki brieu na bar. Nalor kata kamlong ka ba ban yo ya ka pas ka balong tang sipor. Kamtam na ka benta ki nong jungo kai perthai. Lani na benta ki bawan trei da ka regular pass. Tang ba dang lahi ban kam penjari ya ka.
ILP is a good protection for the people of Mizoram because you see other states in India where there was no ILP, there is no ILP till today. Some other states in northeastern part of India, they are quite assimilated by some other nationalities, like tribes or maybe some other clans, something like that. So Mizoram is still quite protected because of ILP. So we are very fortunate to have this. Domestic tourists, they can have ILP on arrival in the airport or maybe in the checkpoint in every interstate boundaries, interstate boundary in Mizoram. So they can get ILP on arrival for 15 days. That can be extendable for another 15 days. Or maybe in some, special cases for 1 month. So there's no problem for the tourists, for domestic tourists. And for the foreign tourists, they need to have PAP, Protected Area Permit. So they will get it. The Home Department or the Police Department, they did well, but sometimes it might be difficult to check all the non-Mizo people who just live here or work here every day. But at the same time, as my friend Mr. Tea Boitung has already said, that the Mizo, we have a good civil societies organizations like YMA Young Mizo Association, that they have their branch organizations in every locality. So those, YMA branch locality organization, they used to check it periodically. And also this Mizo Jylla or Mizo Students Union, Mizo Jylla means Mizo Students Association. It's a big organization. Mizo Students Union is a big organization. They periodically check the ILP in some in every locality. There are so many arguments regarding ILP in Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, now recently in Manipur. There are so many arguments from other states, big states in India, all over across India. Why the fundamental rights is violated under this ILP Act? Fundamental rights, they mean we can freely roam around and visit any place in India if you're Indian citizen. So those, argue, they argue like that. But at the same time, we need some protection. Like we are indigenous people. If we are not protected by ILP, we would have already been assimilated.
Like na gibatray hagi kam sarkar boper, kibom don kam satya ya ka ILP, ngiyo iba kidon ki waypat ki judgment riu gibatray hang ne bandi jing de, kibawan bantray bala mystery, lane ket nong. Uway na kita uday batray bala shna yeng la life host na menta. Ulay ato yangi, ba uhap ban pantamay ya ka ILP jong u, man la ka shisnem shiteng. Henrei ula ong pat ba kamlong ka ba ban yo ya ka pas, bat ru ba siya sinong la jong yo kam. Kumta ban se ban wan bala siya ni. Shushu, kito gibawan ban tray ban kata siya ni, kidon kam ru ya u la ni kanong kersyan ban bakli.
कितना महीना इधर रहता है?
30 साल हो गया। 30 साल।
30 साल।
हाँ।
और लेकिन आपका ILP क्या कैसे करता है?
ILP तो बनाता है।
6 महीना?
नहीं वो तो 6 महीना में रिन्यू होता है ना, 1.5 साल लगता है।
1 साल?
1.5 साल।
1.5 साल?
हाँ।
तो 1.5 साल बना फिर रिन्यू करते?
नहीं, फिर नया बनाना पड़ता है।
नया बना?
हाँ, नया बनाना।
तो अब क्या काम करता है?
सीमेंट काम करता है।
सीमेंट काम?
हाँ।
Each person needs one sponsor while he is here, the one responsible for his whereabouts, no? So he needs one sponsor, and then that sponsor will be responsible for his stay here. So that person from outside the state will need one person who is going to be responsible for him, and if there is some case against him, that sponsor will be responsible.
But I feel like the inner line permit procedure for domestic passengers or visitors who are Indian origin is not much difficult, or because I had to just fill up 2 simple forms, give a local sponsor name, and though with the local sponsor name, one of my friend helped me out, and so it took me around 5 to 10 minutes and 350 rupees for the form. And what I feel is, like, if it is for the betterment of the state, as a visitor supporting a state government and being an Indian citizen, responsible Indian citizen, I feel there's no harm or no wrong. And they gave me a 7 days permit with this ILP application. So I didn't found it much of a trouble.
Katkum ka census jong usnem arjar khatway ka Jingwan prieu habaro ka way ka Jylla Mizoram kalong kumba khat arlak AA. Kat ba hanong ba aizol kidon hadu kumba pralak ngut kinong syong shnong. Kani kapun khuslai ya ki kme ki kpa khamtam na banta ki khon samla. Bakin pendep ya ki jingpuli jong ki bat sedang ban trei ban kta halaki jong ki kam.
Our final goal is to help students to finally get jobs at the end, and that's one of the main reasons that we teach and why we go for education. Also, is the end goal is always to find a job, and this ILP has been very vital especially for the people of Mizoram, because we always say that there is always fear of that fear of being assimilated by people from outside of the state. The main reason is to protect the Mizo people from being assimilated, and that is why even when our students also, when they grow up and when there comes a time that they will be fighting for their jobs. So that is one of the main reasons the British have instituted this ILP, and so it's very, very vital for our students also. As students, they need this. It's very important for them.
Day u Francis Silo yau ba gijukot sin u amang a ubalayalam ka yangi sa aizol viewpoint. Haga jing beteng jongi ya ka jing yamir nilaya poi biang syakamat jongi khon samla. Kawai ka phang ka ba u amang a ula kedo kalong ba ka jing pentrei kam ya ka ILP hang ni ka don ru ka jing do nong.
Due to the fact that we have this ILP and we are hiring these manual laborers from outside of the state, there is a tendency among the youth to have a little, what do we say, demarcation between jobs which are of white collar jobs and the rest of the other jobs. And I think due to this, the Mizo people, we are a little choosy about our jobs. So we are reluctant to do hard labor. We are reluctant to do jobs which we feel that these jobs are a little of low, what we call of low value and of low esteem, and which doesn't bring respect from others. So we are just making differences between jobs, no? And that is how it affects, because we feel that there is a little sense of pride in being Mizo, and we always tend, I think it will be the case for other states also. So we have this sense of pride in being ourselves now. So when there is someone who is a little different from others, maybe it may be because of the language, it may be because of our lifestyle, and our could be of anything. So when someone is a little different, we tend to distance ourselves from them. And then when we see people from outside of the state doing manual labor, we feel that thing is something of low quality or something. And that is the way this ILP has affected the Mizo mentality. That's what I feel. May not be 100% true, but I think to some extent that is quite true. That's what I feel.
Kinong Mizo kilong gibriu gibakloy ban yarap ya kiway. Wat lagi kam artatien ban kren hagaktin nong way. nrei kilong ki ba don akor don buram uwei urang ba na Jylla Assam ubala im bat trei bat kata bon post nem hangni ula menjuri kata halor ka ILP udon kumni ban ong.
If you ask me, as you just mentioned during the introduction, that I've been a person who was brought up here. I did my entire schooling here. Prior to that, my father spent his entire career here. But then I too need an ILP to be here. So I keep renewing my ILP every 6 months. If you ask the question about what I feel about having this ILP, very, very bluntly, I would like to say that if it is the need for the people of Mizoram, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to have an ILP. Why? In spite of me needing an ILP, I would still say it's a good thing because I would like to see the wider scope, the wider range about the need for this inner line permit. Why this need? I have seen state of Assam where I am a resident of, and we should say that 1/3 of Assam is already Bangladesh, practically speaking. The identity of the Assamese people are slowly being overtaken by a mixture of different cultures and identities. So I feel sorry for the state of Assam. I don't want to feel sorry for the state of Mizoram, which is why it is a restrictive act, so to say. It is a restrictive thing to have an ILP, and because I love Mizoram and I love the people of Mizoram, I have an affinity towards the people of Mizoram, I would like to say that ILP is a good thing for the people of Mizoram. Bigger picture is that, why ILP is that, it's a restrictive thing because if you open up without any restrictions, the business class from the rest of India will come and assimilate you totally. We in Mizoram, I would say we because I'm part of Mizoram now, I'm part of Mizo culture, Mizo society. I'll say we will be totally annihilated, within no time because of the money power and the other kind of things. There must be some kind of protection for the indigenous people.
Kumunong pentrei ya ki yeng paki hagani ganong ba upartho fukan udon kumni ban Jingmut ban kampan bha ya ka ILP.
The ILP has its loopholes and it has its limitations. For example, the workforce that actually comes in the construction industry, they come from outside. There are hardly locals that you can employ. That workforce that come from outside, who has to take ILP by paying a deposit fee and then keep renewing them, it simply increases the cost of any activity that is happening here. Ultimately, the sufferer is the buyer, who are the Mizo people. So, for such kind of activities, if some system is developed, like for example a group ILP or an ILP for a construction activity, or say an identity card for a construction activity for which you take a bulk amount and give them a 3-year period. If you have this kind of little bit of modifications on the ILP, it would be better to cut down on ultimate cost. I'm talking about economics. So here the economics comes into the picture, which I don't think anybody is thinking about. If you modify it a little bit and bring the workforce who are anyway coming from outside and get them to have a long-term ILP or a group kind of ILP, I think as I am in this and I'm seeing this happening, I am equipped. I'm in a position to say that some modifications may be necessary.
How effective is the implementation of the ILP in the state?
Though it is not perfect, it is somewhat very effective but sometimes there are some loopholes in everything. It is very effective, but we cannot say it is perfect.
What good has it done to the people of Mizoram? What good has it done to the state?
The ILP? Yes. Mizo, we are still very minority, and it were not for an ILP, we would be already, what would we say?
Overcome?
Yeah, by these mainland people. And economically and in government works or anything in every way. So this ILP has helped us, and it has, it is a. If it were not an ILP, yeah, we would be overcome by these people, and then we will be a minority in our own state.
Kasngi kala sedang banno shalendet jong kilom makenjang jong ke Jylla Mizoram. Bad kala day kapor yangi bangin yalek paino. Kadba ka airline permit kan yeng kumunong apahara. Kum kasaki ya ka kamram. Bad ka lengkor jong ke sorkar Mizoram. Banyada ya ka jaj benriu ritpai. Na ka benta ka laway bad ki pateng ki pakit. Ban buram ya ka menemui. Kumta Yingit skem bagani ka khana spang ka jingpundon kam jong ka sarkar Mizoram ya ka airline permit lani ka ILP kanlong ka jingpachai shapi bapet ya ka bate CTV.
That this ILP resolution we are passing is not something that will go to Parliament. It is a simple notification that has to be made by the President of India. It does not require Parliament, sir. And in that notification, the President simply has to insert the word Meghalaya in the preamble. And that is what our demand is. And I hope, sir, today, as we speak in one voice, and as we go together, not just the 60 legislatures, sir, but 33 lakh people of Meghalaya state in one voice, when we go to Delhi and say we want the ILP to be implemented, I'm sure that we will get a positive response, and we will continue to work with the government of India and with the people of the state to make this happen, sir. That is the kind of work that we are doing from our side.
Let me put the question before the House. The question is that those who are for the government resolution say aye. Those who are against say no. The ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is carried and the government resolution is adopted and approved.
Bansupan kan mau ya pi baro. Haka khat khandai tarik unok pra arajar khat khandai. Baro nri phongut ki MLA Jonggani ke Jylla kila shimya karai haying dorbar thawan ban pentre kamno ya ka ILP lani ka airline permit nrei hadu mentaru kampat tre kam satangkat tu kani benai kani ka rai jonggaying dorbar thawan kan sadap sansnem balai ka shimpor hadu kan ni sakanu teli ki snem nginang hap ban ya ban pentre kam ya ka airline permit hagani ka Jylla jongi